Hi guys, it's Kawaii Car again, and I will be showing you how I make my little miniature cakes. So first start out with any color that you want to be the cake color and just roll it out. And make sure it's pretty thick because that's the actual cake part. So now your next step is to cut out your clay with a small cookie cutter. So then do this again with another piece of clay. I just did it with the same color, but you can do whatever color you want, and it doesn't have to be the same thickness, it just has to be kind of near that thickness. And then do this again with another color of clay that will be your middle icing filling, and just cut it a bit thinner than both of the cake slices. Because usually the icing in the center is thinner. So now that you have all three circles cut out, just stack them on top of each other and then roll them together so that they look like one piece and not three different pieces. Okay, so now is the hardest part of the tutorial, I think. So you need to texture your cake with a needle tool and just make small circular movements on just the cake part, not the icing, and tear off little tiny pieces of cake and make sure that it looks like cake and make sure that all of it looks kind of even. Now that I've done the whole lower layer of the cake, I am just going to clean up the icing a little bit and make sure that there are no little bits sticking to it. And I'm going to touch up the parts that I kind of smushed. And now I am finished with the texturing of the cake. If you're not going to put your cake on a little plate, you're probably going to want to do this step. So just texture the top and bottom of the cake with sandpaper. So now just color the bottom of your cake with some chalk pastels, and sorry about my dog barking in the background if you can hear him. But anyway, so just color the center bottom of the cake a bit darker than the rest so it's kind of more of a baked look. And now I'm going to make the icing for the cake. So just take some TLS or Fimo Deco Gel and tear off little pieces of whatever color you want the icing to be. And make sure they're kind of small, because if they're too big then it'll be pretty hard to blend. And just blend together until you get an icing-like consistency. And now, at this point, I added a little bit more of translucent liquid Sculpey because it was kind of too dry. And so this is what it turned out to look like. And sorry again for all the background noise. I'm filming outside, so yeah. So now I am adding the icing to the cake. And try to get to all of the edges of the cake because, as you can see, my cake is not textured on the top. So just try to cover all of that as much as possible. And ta-da! So now you have some wonderful looking icing, and I'm going to start by adding the decorations to the icing. And right now I will show you how to make a heart. So I'm just taking some brown dark colored clay that I used for the center, and I'm just going to cut out a small little square which will soon become the heart. And now that you have your square, I am just cutting out kind of the center of the square so it looks like an L, and then just trimming down the sharp edges so that they are more rounded and it turns out looking like a heart. So just continue trimming until you get a nice heart shape that you like. Then for the bow, I have a rectangle of the same color that I'm just trimming down the edges for, so it's a nice clean rectangle. And as you can see, I am taking a needle tool and pushing in the center of the bow so that it meets in the middle. And do that with both sides, and then you will kind of get something that looks like a bow. And now I have my bow. I'm just kind of making it a little bit neater. And if you want, you can add a strip in the middle, but I think it looks fine without it. And finally, the best part of making your cake, just adding on all of the decorations. So I usually just put one decoration on my cakes, but just for this tutorial, I'm adding both so you can see what they look like. Yay! So you're all finished with your little miniature cake. So thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to comment below and subscribe. Just click on the button up there. And thank you guys again so much for watching, and talk to you guys later. Bye!